Good morning. What's happening, peoples? It's Thursday. It's trash day. Fucking Bella. It's a beautiful morning, guys. Really nice. It is getting a little sticky down here. I gotta get a new thermometer. Yeah, I'm half asleep. I like the one that reads humidity. It's getting humid again, but it's nice, man. I mean, what are you gonna do? Get out of here for a couple of months. Got some work to do tomorrow. I've had a couple days off. I don't know, you go through this in business where the phone stops ringing. It happens, and it's good, you know. You just got to enjoy it. Don't stress about it, because it will start ringing again, for sure. And it comes in fits and spurts, feast or famine. And you got to learn to ride through those periods, you know, and enjoy it. Don't stress about it. There's a lot of other things you can do. Get caught up on things. So I got to go get my eyes checked next week, or actually have going to an allergist. And one of the things is I can't take, for 5 days, I can't take an antihistamine. So I got to be very, very careful, whether it's in the form of eye drops or anything else. So I want to make sure it's accurate, and I'm trying to adhere to that. These eye drops that I use, they're not antihistamine, they're just for dry eyes. Refresh. I should have bought stock in this company because I've spent thousands of dollars, probably $4 or $5 grand a year, just trying to keep my eyes moist, man. It's not good, but... So I've been, there was a thing on Facebook about an island loop vent, and, you know, we used to do that down here in Florida. That's how we did before the advent of air admittance valves. We call them Stutter vents down here. That's just a brand name, like a crescent wrench. We call them Stutter vents. It's an air admittance valve, not like a crescent wrench is a adjustable wrench. So on Facebook there was a picture of an island vent, loop vent, and my problem with that has always been, well, for one thing, the number of fittings that you have to use, and this is all compared to a Stutter vent. The fact that you have to run that relief vent under the slab or under the house, usually it's a 10 or 15 foot horizontal piece under the slab that turns up and goes through the roof, providing a little relief air, whether it's coming in or going out, for that island. But that's unwashed, man. There's nothing tied into that. If the house backs up, that kitchen backs up for some reason, that line could get, it just goes against the code, man. I mean, when you tie a vent back in, you got to be 42 inches high, you got to be 6 inches above the flood level rim of the fixture it's serving, and this thing down underground, it just doesn't make sense. And these guys, so I said, you know, eliminate all of that shit, man. It's very, very simple. You put a sweep under the aisle, you know, in the wall behind the sink, come up 10 inches above the floor, put a 90, and then on trim out you use a street 90 with a 2x1.5 cross, man. And a Stutter vent only has to be 4 inches above the waist arm. I see these guys that putting Stutter vents 10 feet in the air with an access panel up at the top of the bathroom. My feeling with these guys, you know, and then I put that comment on this channel and got a lot of backlash. Oh, you must come from some fucked up state, or you're not a plumber, you're this or you're that, this is how you do it. And the fact of the matter is that most of these guys, even in Massachusetts, a Stutter vent is not legal. You can't use it. I don't know why it's taken them so long to catch up. Stutter vents are an approved fitting down here in Florida, and probably in a lot of places in America. And they simply work, guys. Have you ever seen me go on a call on my channel to go replace a Stutter vent that's not working, that they're getting sewer gas in the house? It just doesn't happen, man. They're reliable as hell, and instead of having 40 fittings with a relief vent that's just goes against every grain of the fucking code, you need a sweep at the bottom and a 90, 10 inches above the floor. 2 fittings, man. And then everything else is in the cabinet. The Stutter vent can be used as a clean out, depending on how you do it. Stutter vents work, guys. I literally have put thousands and thousands. We started doing that. I remember the first one we put in, man, when they started accepting it, we put it in up in the attic. Because somebody added something, and it had a tile roof. I was working for somebody, and the guy said, let's just put it in, make sure you're up above the all the insulation and everything. But nobody knows that fucking thing's up in that attic. It needs to be visible, it needs to be accessible easily, and it needs to be in the cabinet. It doesn't need to be, you know, as high as you can get it in the bathroom with a fucking box. And I was thinking about this last night, that when a system backs up and the water's creeping up, and what it's doing is pushing the air that's in the system up to the end where the traps are, and then eventually it pushes through the trap. The air may come out of the trap, or in that line you may expel some, but on a Stutter vent that's on the vertical, it's trapping that air between Bella. Come on now. You never get like water right up on the Stutter vent itself. It's got air trapped in there like an air chamber. I just have never had problems, guys, and honestly, it's ignorance. These guys who, if you come from a state where they're outlawed, that probably means you've never used one. So you have no basis in anything that you say. It's only rumor and hearsay. Johnny was going to be a lawyer when I went to high school, and then 3 months in, I was like, fuck this, I want to be in construction. But trust me, air admittance valves work. Freon Stutter vent, if you buy a Stutter vent brand, it's going to be a little more expensive, like maybe even a lot more expensive. Freon, F-R-A-Z-O-N. Freon makes a great air admittance valve. That's what I went to. I don't buy Stutter vents anymore. They're just too expensive. But for less than $15, you can buy a Freon Stutter vent at a plumbing supply house, and it's just a cost savings, and they work, guys. Come on, man. They work. I've never had to go, maybe once I had one that was bad, you know, honestly, in the whole time I've been plumbing down here in Florida. I mean, it's probably been, I started plumbing in '88, it was probably around 92 that these things came out, and we caught wind of them and we started using them. They were approved for use in Sarasota County before they were approved for use up in Manatee County. Manatee County's always way behind, very, very cautious. But in the meantime, we're putting in these loop vent systems, and we used to run 3-inch up. You know, it had to have a clean out, fucking sanitary tees. You come down, you get below the slab, you got to run a fucking combo over to a sidewall with a relief vent that goes out. And like I said, it was unwashed, and I was like, wow, I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. It just goes against the code to have a vent, basically a vent below the slab, unwashed. It's not a bad idea if there was a lavatory or something washing that, a bar sink. Then my concern about that vent would go away. But they're just a dry vent, man. You know? Student vents work, guys. And I would, for the guys in Florida, and people say, oh, that's the fucking easy way to do it. No, it's a smart way to do it, guy. It's simple as that, man. Plumbing ain't as hard as it used to be, you know? You don't have to grind it out and use all this fucking shit. It's not that. You can protect the seal, the trap seal. It just works, man. Enough of that. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. Everybody's dug in with the way they feel about them. I use them, and I don't even think twice about an island sink. I don't have to do, spend two man hours fucking around. It's the easiest thing in the house to plumb. A fucking 2-inch sweep and a 2-inch 90 coming out of the fucking wall into the cabinet. It's easy, man. So I literally don't have anything scheduled for today, which is great. I get these emails, man. Just, I don't know who this is. Send me your Facebook link, please. Who the fuck are you? You think I'm gonna do that? So I'm waiting for some things to come in from Amazon. Some parts. One of them, when I get it, I had to get a hose for a customer for a laundry tub faucet. It's a nice hose. Comes with a quick disconnect, so that I'm not screwing it together, and then now you got your hose, but it's always stuck in the sink. You know what I mean? This is nice. It's got a little bracket on the wall. I think it was only like $20 from Amazon. My supply house wouldn't have that at all. It'd be wasted breath to even ask them if they supply anything like that. No, we don't have it. The supply houses simply don't stock what they used to stock. At least mine. My supply house is definitely geared towards new construction and all the development going on in this area. They're moving lots and lots of material, but they don't have the little parts anymore, man. They simply don't have a lot of stuff. There are a couple supply houses in town that are old school. They have everything, man. They've got old cola cartridges. I mean, this Gorman's, they just don't have anything. They've made a decision to supply the new construction industry in this area and that's what they do. So, got to get it off of Amazon, man. And you got to watch them prices. I know that Amazon was going to put in on their pricing, they were going to put a line item in for the additional money that it costs out of the total, how much is due to the tariffs. And Donald Trump and his fucking clan went after Jeff Bezos and said, you ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna let these people know exactly how much I'm costing them. It's just another way to fucking milk the shit out of the American people. We're getting killed, higher interest rates, to slow the economy down. Yeah, we're gonna slow the economy down by taking more money from the American people. If you had anything with a variable interest rate, a credit card, an equity line of credit, if you compare how much you were paying before the interest rates went up, how much was going towards principal and how much towards interest, you'd see now that you're paying about 3 times more for interest. And it sucks because I owe a small amount on an equity line of credit on my house, and now I'm paying a lot in interest on that loan. I gotta get it out of my life somehow here. So Johnny made his way to Mr. Tequila's again last night. I just needed something, not too much food. I got some of those wings that Juan Peralta sent to my house, and I just gotta say, man, they're delicious. I think they deep fry them and then toss them in like barbecue sauce, man. And it reminds me of when I was a kid, before buffalo wings were on the scene. It was barbecue. It was barbecue, man. And I had a bowl of soup, chicken soup. I wish I knew how to make that deep red broth, man, that they have. It's a beautiful thing, man. They sure do know how to cook, man. I was thinking, what would a restaurant be if it was just the Americana instead of Mr. Tequila? The Americana. What are the foods? Fried hot dogs, greasy hamburgers, meatloaf dinner, turkey and mashed potatoes. I don't know, man. I enjoy ethnic food myself, and Chinese food, Vietnamese food, Thai food. I love it all, Jags. Check it out. I work for a guy, and the motherfucker in his whole life never had Chinese food, man. I was like, how the fuck do you get to be 50, 55 years old and you've never had Chinese food in your life, man? Where the fuck were you born? Come on. You obviously didn't grow up in Florida, because there's a Publix, a fucking nail place, and a Chinese food place on every fucking corner. Look at these guys. Gussie's bowing up. Alright, guys. Bella got hosed down this morning, man. I was watering the plants, and old Bella, she wanted to get wet, man. So she jumped in, man. Put your soap. Now, I don't want you next to me. Get out of here. Get. Come on, get up there. Bella's like, he can get up here, I can't, but he's not soaking wet, Belle. Bella, come on. It's all wet. So I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I still need to clean my truck. I may go because I gotta pull this repipe. I gotta get all the shit together for this repipe. I did make a little list, a checklist. Let me see if I can find that, man. Alright guys, so let me see if I can find this list. This is basically my proposal. It spells out what I'm going to do on a repipe. But I do have a list of fittings, and I just draw out a little isometric so I know what I have to have when it comes to like the manifolds and shit. Alright, so here's my list of all the shit that I need to be prepared for a repipe. 3/4 CPVC, wait a minute, 3/4 PEX by CPVC adapters, 1/2 inch PVC by, or PEX by CPVC adapters, 3/4 inch CPVC, 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch CPVC, 20-foot lengths, 10-foot lengths, 3/4 CPVC 90s, couplings, T's, bushings, 20-inch braided lav supplies, 20-inch toilet supplies, 6-foot dishwasher hose, ice maker hose, CPVC glue, glue-in hammer arresters, flat straps, Mickey Mouse straps, 1/2 and 3/4, Pro 19, PRO 19 chrome, those are the glue-on stops. I stub out with CPVC, guys. I think it's a neater job. One of the problems I see guys using copper stub outs on like PEX, and people come to the house 5 years later and they think, oh, there's copper in the house, you know, and they start soldering on that fucking copper coming out of the wall, not realizing that just inside the wall is PEX. So I always stub out with PVC, CPVC. It's a good product. I know that people hate it, probably because they never used it. So I need PRO 19s, PRO 14s. Those are straight stops. Access panels, which I have. I need to buy a little electric shear. It's going to make it easier for me to cut those access panels out of that 4x8 sheet. Just mark it out and cut it with an electric shear. No dust. I need 3/4 and 1/2 inch Armaflex screws, escutcheons, 1/2 and 3/4. Red or black electrical tape so that we can tape the hot pipes and there'll be no confusion when they come down the wall. The PEX, obviously you can use the different color. But I'm not doing that anymore because they say that shit bleeds into the pipes. I'm using the clear pipe, and it does have a red and a blue line on it, I guess, but I got some trims for the old style. I need trims for old style valves. This guy, he's got 2 new faucets that the shower valves aren't being changed, or the trim. Shock bite ball valve, 3/4. 1/2 inch hose bibs, paint for CPVC exposed to sunlight, spade drill bits, washer box with center drain with hammer arresters, ice maker box with hammer arrestor, drop aired L's, mission coupling in case I get into something where I have to, like, that's for changing over the washer box. If it's cast iron going up into the washer box, I'm going to need a 2-inch mission coupling, or a 2-inch no hub, or a 2-inch Fernco. I like to have all of them just to make it easy. Even if it's PVC, I'll use a Fernco. I mean, not a Fernco, a no hub band, because then you don't have to cut the wall up. You know, you don't have to be able to get it up and then pull it down to get in the fitting. I have lightweight coveralls that I use for climbing through the attic. Braided supply lines, 30-inch. Ice, water. That's it. Drop cloths. Drop cloth runners. But I want to show you something here, guys. This is interesting. In Sarasota County, which a lot of guys be like, I can't fucking, you guys are fucking crazy. Listen, guys, we got backflows on every house. Almost every house. They're not required on every fucking house, but if you have irrigation or a swimming pool, you need it. Anyways, they're phasing out the dual check, like a Wilkins above ground check valves. They're more just the amount of work involved with tracking these things and keeping track of the inspections and all this shit. And the fact of the matter is, they're a fucking nuisance, man. They sit up in the above grade. People hit them. Lawnmowers hit them every day in Sarasota. Somebody's fucking up a backflow, and it ain't doing you no good when it's fucking laying on the ground, broken. So they're phasing them out. They're going to an inline check, double check, and this is the drawing, guys. This is what they accept. I gotta put my... This is what they want us to put in, man. And I'll elaborate on this. And then the other thing is, if you get to the job, and it's in like bushes or something, and it's going to be held to like, I mean, it's going to be ridiculous to try to put it in a box underground. They allow you to put it in on the above ground. Just cut the copper pipes, throw this fucking thing in with a ball valve, isolation valve, and you're done with it. But let's see. So it says the materials that are needed: a meter box with cover to be located clear of driveways, full port ball valve, quarter turn, brass recommended, residential dual check valve. It says refurbish or replace this new check valve every 10 years. Must meet Florida Building Code thermal expansion requirements. It's pretty simple. Well, you can see what they're doing here. This is the meter box. They're saying you can't be more than 12 inches away from the meter box. You need to put another box in and bury that fucking backflow. It doesn't need to be inspected. You don't need a permit to do this. They're just eliminating them, man. I know the guys who are in the backflow testing business are probably all up in arms because they've been sitting on buckets for 25 years. Most of the time, probably not even inspecting the fucking things, to be honest with you. A lot of them, they got a fresh tag, and the guy goes into the bushes and sleeps for 10 minutes and then comes out and goes to the next fucking house. And they're just, if you wanted to replace it, if it was beyond fixing, it's almost $1,000, man, to get a backflow put in. I think these, I would do this job for about $400, $450. And then they're done with it. No annual certification. That's Sarasota County, man. This is what they want. And this is a thick pamphlet from Sarasota County, and it's titled Cross Connection Control Program Manual. And wow, I can't believe it's been going on since that. This is the date on this is 2019. So all these new houses that are being put in down here have this check valve. They're not doing the above ground. So of course it's a lot of reading, a lot of fucking legal mumbo jumbo. Everything is like that. Nothing simple anymore. Yesterday I had to go to the Sarasota tax collector, and I realized, you know, I told you I think a couple weeks back that my personal vehicle hadn't been registered since 2021. Yeah, Johnny just doesn't pay attention anymore, or I just am like losing it. You know, it's probably close to like dementia, which is a great excuse. Anyways, I registered my personal vehicle, and this plate that you have on your truck is more than 10 years old, so you're gonna need a new plate with an additional $60 charge. I'm like, okay. Get out of there for about $250. Then I go home, and I want to get to the problem about my license being suspended if I don't do certain things. So I call Manatee County Clerk of Court, and I talk to the lady, explain my situation. She says, well, you need to prove to us that you registered and insured that work truck of yours. And I said, well, okay. I said, can I fax it? Email it to you? And she said, yeah. And then I look and I can see that I had emailed it to them a month ago, man. But now my back's to the wall. I got like till the 12th to prove this. So I sent them the same email again yesterday. And I did get a return thing saying they received it. So a lot of, I don't know, man. Every single thing you pick up comes with at the end of it or somewhere in it is going to be the threat of penalty, and it's just no way to live, man. You know, government's down up our fucking asses, down our fucking throats. Anyways, so I've got a couple of invoices here. So I can compare how much shit is now from the last time I repiped the house. See, these manifolds are very nice. I can count what I need, like a 3/4 coming in, 3/4 going out, and then a bunch of 1/2 inch depending on how many I need. You don't want to be going in there and just buying shit because you probably don't get the right thing you need. So you got to have a plan. I draw it out with hot and cold, and that's it. So I'm sitting here. It's getting hot. I've had a couple cups of coffee. I need more, and I'm gonna go swimming, man. Just gonna chill yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Johnny Sunshine here, and it's Thursday, man. Time for Johnny to move. All right, guys, have a great morning. Stay safe out there. Treat your customers good. They'll keep coming back, and they'll tell their friends and family. Jackson, that's how you build a business. You don't have to give away motherfucking hot dogs and shots. Mikey. I just gotta tell you, bro. Put the fucking Grey Goose down. You're gonna get in trouble, pal, with this new fucking plan of yours. Some fucking kid with a fake ID is gonna do a couple of Grey Goose shots and kill somebody on the highway, and you're gonna be liable, man. Get out of the bar business. You're a fucking plumber, pal. Don't be giving out shots and hot dogs, popcorn, and French fries, man. Come on. Mikey needs me up there to just keep his ass in line. Say, dude, that's a stupid fucking idea. Come on. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what the fucking, this is the means to an end. What is the end? What's the plan? What are we doing? Giving out shots of fucking Grey Goose? Come on! What is wrong with these people, man? He's a fucking Republican. What do you want?